Yema hwefo ina akwaba na yemfa mbra mega TV and platform we eso. Yankopon enkoso a enhiraw. Abusua sesei yewra John the money Mahama. Endra enonya 1 month, 1 week and ohwe enema washase a odi gu akwan mu a utimi hu se owura no nani abre and ekono nko a nka Ghana ebefa ne ntoma pafra. And we know say obetimi aye because for now enkofo ebema na dwuma enso ani eye na appointees and appointees in so no ono ena eyi omo etino he has every right to terminate their appointment whenever they go wrong. And yewra John the money Mahama any reason biya se obeka se oman no obegiye no the expectations are not one when timi emiti. We know say otrase ena wa seseye in opposition ena hu sampa obeso oman mu a within this within that no betimi aye. And do pa committee bi a omobehwe say that 120 days in office no the first 120 days in office and niema obeye the promises are o make nyina no including scrapping of e-levy, COVID-19 tax, betting tax, any the keka hu nyina no ebetimi abom enti ndo pa committee bi ho ntoma tesa de no omobetimi aye na abom. We are all praying and what hoping say sad no ebetimi abom. Na yanko ti Ivan Che innocent ebi ameka akoda nyansafo sebi abrantie we na adwuma bobio eba ne politics a otiase eba ne fie nyansa otiase yanko ti nsem ni submissions on the oral team no how omo si presenti omo report. That was 3 days ago, right? Edema Papa John and Papa John so etimi transfer the man lawyer panyi, that is the attorney general. Yewra nka me beka go Fred Odami de si wetwam. Yewra Dominic Ayine. Abusia yanko ti sansem ni mu nkyeremu emfa bra na mesro se obe subscribe na do comment betum na bibi etimi akoso wano. Captain Kwaje Smart bra otenase ene na bedwa fortenase ena omububu sansem we ho. Ene draw the Council of States elections na ekoso no de ekosi na no Captain Kwaje Smart ewo information no one Ivan Che innocent yanko na nkoti nsem na mfambra hanom your number 1 authentic platform Mega TV. Yemfa credit Emma Onua TV. Omo na mobo aya enya nsem we bi edebesomwo. Yakopon koso a enhira yenti nsem na mfambra.
Yeah, so far so good. It's early days yet to pass judgment on President Mahama's government because 1 month there enough. There. Yes, but I think the signs are so far a demonstrate somebody will go back to the bench. We'll see most of his mistakes. Back, he's making amends and trying to do things differently. And I think that is why the last time I was telling you, some of the decisions, executive decisions, are intact. The clarity of thought, that kind of way. So I think so far so good. With this oral thing, I am very familiar with the sort of bastardization started when the committee was set up. People were arguing the legal backing, the legal framework, and regulating. Minim when ye hear legal framework and say set up a committee to receive some of these things. But now I catch say no any prosecutorial powers. Say all prosecute will be. They don't have power to set charge or invite or be say chin my information. They are there as a platform and receive just information from Ghanaians. At the end of the day, Omonsaka said the Omonsaka and Roya, what the common president, he will forward it to institutions or more prosecutorial powers to do further digging and investigation. Onya evidence, not evidence, no our value. Our meeting so as standing the test of your offensive prosecution at court. Then we proceed in that particular direction. Because about where you are, I dear Bakwa, a drive the elections, a perception of corruption. And we got to a point here now it was no longer perception, but faces were rather placed behind the corruption cases. And and it drew a point Ghana for be so numb with the issues, but that's all right. And the corruption, if you are you don't even get space to discuss. My culture is politics, and yeah, sorry, and issues of corruption, but because young fan chair and as you no, Captain, a perception and the inform everything. So at the until last number catches all quite sorry them near the tools so offer will be here, wait to make us over the money. But in politics, the money is not there. Because it is the perception that informs among for political opinion and the choices that they make. So we are politicians, as we are government, you must always move in to dispel any notion of corruption. And then so we check here institutions or measure corruption, they use perception. Because I know that they what people see, and they inform their thought and everything. So the move by the president, and I think that is appropriate. It also emboldens public confidence because say in recent times, a man for trust or more in the establishment or government, I reduce you, man for any trust. It got to a point that the government was somewhere, and I say watching what will happen. But if you begin to do some of these things, it will engender and inspire people. Say, oh, Abani is serious. He's really fighting corruption. And I think that the public support now here, you can enlist it to do this particular thing. Because the nature of human being is such that so we jai nipa, adia captain nipa bayeno, ebeyo we are naturally dangerous and very corrupt. And he always, man must make sure that there are consequences and repercussions for every decision and choices that you make. But we live in a country where there is no conventional deterrence. The consequences are there. So that you create a free range. And it's the reason why we saw what happened. So this oral thing, the amount of money, the estimation, that's so. So what is Sikana Sebi? Now to one we crash show. So my yeti carbon tin kobo bosia $3 billion. Yet me tina kroma kwabra need to me we are over about 20 billion. Clearly we need to do a lot to salvage the situation. So I think that is a good move that will embolden public confidence. Now said it shouldn't be just populist politics or populist approach. Oh ban a few days ya bobo and krata and whenever nothing happens. And I don't know the day. Idea about ebe prove crucial in this fight against corruption has to do with the court. Captain, we need to touch the court. Because at the end of the day, the whole prosecution is going to happen. We know what happened in the previous administration when there was this desperate attempt to pack the court. The question is, said na honorable Sikano, enkonkwaye case ye pia adeni nyina kogu ho 4 years ni di asem no mieye. Ghana for want swift reaction and response. Na enkoye back and forth. I don't support the idea of setting up your friends Kufuor Pence or fast track high court and so I don't support it. But there are ways we can fasten some of these prosecutions. There is real commitment I end up pinning this particular thing because Captain going forward in Sono, it's not just about previous what has happened. What will happen to these people should also send a clear message to people who will be in this government. So politics governance going forward, it's no more business as usual. The mere fact that what this particular government in Muno doesn't give you the license and the audacity to mess up. Mess up, prosecute too. Because that is in politics, the easiest thing to do is to prosecute your political opponent. It's easy. But the raw deal comes when you take upon yourself to prosecute your own people. And I think that is where we need to tell people, say, the rest is yours. So ahemfone asofo na omonam dan achi na ye kopacha wo na so ora we ya aba ya prosecution be sha say enye nwanwa ahemfone asofo be sha say e kopacha ma omonana no no mo fase no. So I know the energy ya de ye sa de we nyina no wo be he na ni nyina akofom. I know that they obia belu so God and everything goes. Then we come to an era of corruption once again where people think politics is an avenue I can easily make money and get away. Captain, now this hostile intrusion, a lot of people, everybody want to do politics. Because that is the easiest way to make money in this country. Because there are no consequences for actions are bear undertaking. I think that we really need to send a message governance, privileged position, for unim de no wunyansa aboa na ye nchechire oman sebe ya ado the ordinary and the average Ghanaian na all need those opportunities ne privileges na wo no ono benya that particular benefit na e be an avenue a conduit where people go make money. I don't know they get away, there are no consequences. Now no make catch South Korea I'm president and na man investigators call Konano because of issues of corruption. I don't know what happened. The whole sitting president was investigated. And this is the height that these people have elevated the fight against corruption to. By the other day, easily, but those who are stealing millions of dollars, they get away. So I think it's a wake-up call for all of us. Issues of corruption as a future prominently in this administration, because one of the reasons Ghanaians voted, exactly. We don't want to see corruption. Yes, and you cannot afford to fail the people. And the first, you need to pay few people in the media. You control the political narrative into corruption. And they win to me, Captain. The space has widened. And then yesterday now I was telling somebody saying that there are no consumers of news anywhere. We are all prosumers. We are producing and consuming at the same time. Yeah. Because once you have the capacity to go on social media and post, you are producing news. You read Obidia, you are also at the same time consuming. So we are all prosumers. The platform has widened with this new innovative tech platforms. You can't control the narrative anymore. Few traditional media can almost set the agenda and people will discuss government, and you see the youth are becoming wide awake and enlightened, following issues of politics with keen interest. And this they can easily tap on their phone, do comparative analysis, or they compare other countries. This is wrong and so forth. So the best thing any government can survive in this country, and they say obey the right thing. Now what making sure say you serve the people diligently. Now issues of corruption and as for bar, obey show real commitment. Now ya boa, now ya fighting. Because like I said, with this new government, Ghana are not expecting governments or kotoka mobi and now mobi sikash at the bottom do the right thing, and that is all that the people of this country want. Captain, you don't understand the veil of desperation hanging around this country. Young people come out of the university, there is absolutely nothing that they can do for themselves. And I know a lot of people are with degree programs and then for them, but they are traveling to Middle East and other places just to work for money. And sometimes working conditions out there, it's so funny. Sometimes you begin to wonder, but these people are going because on minor team, Captain, opportunities be the last time I make about your mineral regime, my okroma say, yet me gold, ye diamond, and ye lithium, na they are from for moment jimuntu na moment 10%. Sometimes you begin to wonder why efforts why you. And this initiative, also in the community, the people there are deprived. The last time we spoke about Obuasi, and now Obuasi land and answer to the extent there is nothing that any young person living at that particular place, can use the land to do. Yeah, to assassinating in Ase. Now you lithium. We spoke wisdom to the president, but he was not amenable to those concerns being raised by the people. I know the day, the lithium now. You know very well, so lithium is the new gold because the world is going green.
That's right.
And when you're such natural resources, what you have to do is say you partner companies of more resources, you pay them, you own the thing, you set up a plant, you create job opportunities and incentive for people. But and now you're 21st century, you're quite tenacity, aquacoton gold, you're aquacoton lithium, no? Say, 10%. We were celebrating these things. Now, no one was about Botswana. Your friend saying, Diamond Company, one of the biggest diamond extraction company in Botswana. They've gone to the extent of doing 50-50 at this time. Even though me 50-50 I disagree.
Yeah, sure.
You understand? By 1090, 1585. Now how a man for a language in poverty, where people are being impoverished in this country, especially in this community, the veil of hopelessness. People traveling Ghana for Mugu Libya because but the opportunities are not there. I think the government needs to sit up. You see, there is a lot to do. That is why the last time I mean who's about your more be position no more jubilating. Me say this is no time to be jubilating. Sure. Because you don't understand the enormity of that has been given to you. You mess it up. Then you see how Ghanaians will go after you. You understand? The mere fact that people voted for NDC doesn't mean that you come and mess up and everybody will go quiet. No, you need to take into cognizance that particular support na the confidence na amanfo anya no, and you deliver on that so that amanfo will continue to invest that particular trust na yem build the governance na yem reposition your friends are Ghana na yem change the political narrative na people will not assume say oh politics there a krono na mum ye hu say a avenue ya the build your mind na ye nimdifo na nasefo na bewuram na adwenkyere na ye de akyekyere o mind na o mind na ko enye a fertile avenue to come make money and then I know they take care of your family, you take your family outside na nasefo no, that is the notion we are seeking to kill. So I think they're so far so good. Okuja Tony the team omaya there, and those on the other side are now more engaging in this cynicism, creating an impression say a witch hunting. Captain, we are witcher, you will be hunted. So we are witcher, you will be hunted. Now, how saying, so why you're born here, then you should be worried because it is not the president that is going to prosecute you. It is the people of this country. Because about President Mahama in the campaign, I checked some of the indices among 4 years. Do you know that one of the reasons people voted for him the aura?
Oh yes.
Yes. One of the campaign promises gaining a lot of traction because we got to a point that you say corruption among 4 years to a point I would describe it. So the only way is to come out with such an initiative to recover that particular thing. And to overpower, you cannot afford. Is the reason why I'm happy. Say one of his earliest decisions that he took at the time, showing commitment and the respect for the people of this country. Said, this is what I told you. This is what I'm going to do. And with that energy, you know. Now, see the pursue this particular thing. You're making sure, say, yes, set the stage there. And Ghana, no, we've established that conventional deterrent so far as corruptions are concerned. Oba, you will be prosecuted, you will be hunted. And trust me, there are a lot we can do to save this country. And yes, sir, Captain, on my way, you done. Your better politics are dirty, and this MPP politics, you know, accept by depending on where you stand across the political divide, and the bear informing your opinion. So assembly a wrong crowd, you defend it, then we all get away. I think that now Ghana for a wide awakening. They are following the issues. Is the merit and a man for a share, not the other side, the politics and the emotional activism. We are looking at the political, your friends saying the governance aspect of Buama Ghana for a DE. And I think that is what we need to come do. So government it me trust no way. The government will be able to enlist the collective strength and the support of all Ghanaians to rebuild the Ghana we all want. And I think that is the best way.
All right, and then we came about come power, but Council of State Honorable Kakra. Na Ivan Fakakra so na fe ye ko nchene so.
Okay.
Ye be kan nchene ho asem.
Council of State say na odi kan kan ene na omoto omoso aba. Na 16 regions no obia be yi nipa baako e de abeka ho. Na President, ewe kwenya so ofa nipa baako 15. Edeka ho. Emu 4 no ye some guarded former IGP, former Chief Justice,
former CDS.
So those and the regional house of national house of chief,
the president of the national house of chiefs.
Yes. The na ono na 11 account na near Udi can say, I'm not too present for. But Ghana Constitution say on your binding.
Yeah.
So Udi can then say a foot will be at the sanity. Say, me took foot to Captain, who program ye say, my dream I'm actually. But it's not binding on you.
What can we
So, but we are praying, say, regions now be to abaning 2 assembly members from each district. Obako to abano on obako to abano. Omo hwe nipa sebio owo nimdie ewo amambu ho na obetumi aboa president. Nyama no bebre wo ho a you say president dane de ma omo for omo afuto. Even appointments bi no kura wo ho a say ese oji afuto free omo ho ansana sa appointments no adimu. So they be here nipa omo ye level headed. Said papa we die so okot president ho na otunufo a obetunufo a ebeboa Ghana fo ebi ni say ye ka corruption any bribery asin katashe ne proye na ebia nipa no a oti ne community no kra no nipa na dodo na omo ye nipa ati true for pa na omo e dodo no ya ahemfo aye nim sene e bia o ye ohene no oman hene ananse ohene bia the area homo nim dwuma a odi so odwuma a odi na say dwuma ne di no ho adanse se oba obetumi abeye na enye ne oba abepe no ho ananse ye kase na corruption ne bribery na ono nso so already crime ni say ne ho ebon oniema bi ho so e be stress delegates no they should look at things very well. And normally eba sa electoral college system no e we ye side of the country and I say well na electoral college system no emwa bebre because the numbers are very few and obi wo ha he can marshal all the resources to just buy the few. My region like the nipa 22 na ekoto aba 11 districts nipa 22 so obi a nani abre pass anansa or bibisa you know he can easily influence the delegates with money. I have to say there are just 6 districts 12 and ekoto aba oko savannah nipa 12 northeast the same thing so nipa 12 there you can easily but ni nyina mu no a gentleman does not refuse an offer offer na nipa ne de ma but a man in towadi so ni say pay party ye dane sika ye dane sa position we mana eniema enkoyie but san say wa mo sikenti no and also he's the highest bid until na bia yakoto aba amano because the man present JM nani abre say obeye adwuma enti ese nya nipa ono nso betumi ayede aboa no ama eniema watoto niema yie na say sana ekokotwa no troka na chese ye koye ana say ye bae enti captain the best the delegates no ye na council of state no so ni obewini bia no so no ye man netrinkwa na yasre ne so no so dwumadie na omo de be hye nsa no eye dwumadie so nwa so pa omo ba omo nya ni eyie emai Ghana ho hia ye nyina.
All right. And to say ye di kan e ka kire wo no ebi koso na obi anwe obi so dia wo ho omo enwe ne ko kakran northern region inipa nine ene gina se yento won so aba Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni Richard Andani Yakubu Enafe Inyandi Abdul Rakib ene Adam Hussein enipa ekọ ho se wo kwoto abani na ye 32 watu wie no na Adam Hussein wenye 0 obi anto ama no Inyandi Abdul Rakib wenye 2 adenam so mo di fiase ekọ soro to di ode asepa ni nya 0 ena Richard Andani Yakubu sunya 4 ena Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni unya 26. Wow. Nti sese ya me no kase no Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni ono na ye Council of State member elect Emma Northern Region.
I'm a former MP.
Patrane.
Okay.
Ti ono sese ya me no kase Northern Region police abet bi dia to so ye yi ono preko nya dia omo chekura omo nchero ho kura 943 ya kan awie ye yi no to Northern Region ato ne de awie eyi nipa obegina one name so omo Council of State member Lucas Yerian ɛna yɛ presiding officer ɔhwɛ yɛ ɛma abato yi etimi ɛkɔ so fɛfɛɛfɛ ti sɛ yɛ ame no kasa yi deɛ obi atene ho ase agent no Abdullah Baba na gyina mu ma Alhaji Muhammad Mumuni din de aka no nkrofo no mo trot se doctor for nti me hu bi ye me hu Abubakar wo ho Sadat on gyina mu ma Adam Hussein ene wo a aka no one doctor Adina gyina mu ma Yandi Abdul Rakib nti Northern Region yewie ya to yewie mo wini no win wa wan win no so na eno anu no echofio
asemo
anti eno na down TV no so no ti say out of 16 ye de ba ko a kire o de akari na ye de betoto aso matese Central Region enso ato awie ena bono awie ahafo ato awie Volta ato awie Eastern ato awie Greater Accra fo guso nti ye de bebre wansan ya sorry yakọ ibe hu de
Captain, sir, the composition of Council of State, you and I will admit, sir, composed of revered individuals and penning for ahem for Kessie, are Ghana for respect for them. But in the last 8 years, I mean, open one institution, Ghana for bastardizing a pa na a Council of State. It got to a point Ghanaians were rendering it useless. So it was one of the most useless institutions in Adentia. Because the core mandate are not Ghana for expected from them. That is not what we were seeing. Because it got to a point that now president was taking reckless decisions. I said, now why need to buying for? And do as a Council of State and they two are buying for. I understand advice is not binding. So the AC cannot power over power. But I also believe that we two will be for now consistently or say on fire. The best thing you can do is to resign.
That's all.
Because you don't sit there and be taking fat salaries and enjoy those things when the person you're advising, is so intransigent. So am I Ghana for lose respect for that particular Council of State? May until we redefine it and assign a different role, and I say you be define roles or play clearly. No, I'm not too convinced about the impact the Council of State will have on our governance system. I know that there a huge money na yetrogu, yeah, shadow who some fast but if you are being paid, I think that people should be able to assess at their way and the value. But if it is advice is not binding. I know that the president is not under any instruction to take whatever that is being said to him or whatever. So I think constitutional review now, we need to take some of these things into consideration. Now you look at the functions of the Council of State. Now you're making sure that it look relevant in the eyes of Ghanaians. But it's not just about the people in. It is about how people see what you're doing and how they accept and appreciate it. And I think that and then they drive this particular conversation. And then you walk and yes, sure say among folk when say about Council of State be people don't know. People are not interested. You understand? Actually, the value I lose in recent times because of what happened in the last 8 years. In the past, not a year idea about what's here. Now it comes with some veneration. But for the last 8 years, so individuals going in, I think that they have a responsibility just to ensure, I rebuild the tattered image of the Council of State. Now you are rebranding it to a point that Ghana for me who say, Sabi Faso so a Juma Mudia that is the only way. And yes, Captain, you bet me to a bay a man for the Omako, I bet you turn out to be the same thing, and Faso be a muscle. So they have a responsibility. Yeah, to Obama, it's not just a make hokeke. Oko make impact, make your impact. Yeah, then I Ghana for feel say these people are doing this, and I'm almost so another day. Say yeah, Tanasia says Obia way you behu your hand in the way and manner things are going, and that is the only way Ghanaians will appreciate. And Captain, answer me can't way honorable another pray.
So to say NDC MPP
yes. Oh, I wonder why the IGP arrested by this time. Captain, because you cannot make such reckless statement in public and get away with it. And as you know, and as if nothing has happened. Say an ordinary person being a making this particular statement. A violence and our inciting, and this is a person who is supposed to be an honorable person representing people in parliament. When you do that, you drag everybody around you into the mud. Then people begin to question whether you deserve the prefix honorable or not. And I've seen a lot of social media debate. I know that it's because of this behavior. And in recent times, Yehu Niema Akoso, was it not the same gentleman who in parliament can say NDC for saying so Muntino, it's okay. Okay. Abra Galam say issue about ye debate. And the same thing, and our committee shall say behavior Akoso, ye bubu microphone and as a forum is the same person at the center of way, and then Yababedruha. I think say you see, say the Jumadi Shawonsa, Captain, it doesn't mean that when the Miansa Obiao. And at this point in time, you are the person who can help us deliver this. And I think that we need to replicate that by respecting the people. By speaking in the way I said, but consistently you go crazy, make loose, reckless statements, and you think that people respect you for being just honorable. No. I like Speaker of Parliament when he told them the honorable members. Before people will respect us, we need to respect ourselves. What is going on in Parliament? It's so embarrassing. It's not everybody though, but Captain, when you sit around and the perception and the impression people are having about this particular thing going on, it's not nice. And you can't be making such reckless statements and get away with it. So I'm employing the IGP. So what's it? Because who's a man for the toy gun, a video, social media, or dear Chile Mahuzo bia video safi baby or nsema o kan ade chinye na police for duro ya kwakwache no asema papa na kan ye no I think he must be arrested and I say yam frɛ no na o ma chirechirem because or endanger the life of people. Ghana no na you know ya bedu a point among 40 politics ase so sa nsem hunu no o kan kro obi amfiu but there are other people one way they carry on with those things. Right. We can't live in a country where people will be making such reckless statements and in the name of whatever, they just get away with it. I think the IGP must rise to the occasion. Now we'll show leadership, say, we do not condone such things. And the NDC majority in parliament, they have the absolute numbers. But I think that they cannot afford to show weakness. Captain, numbers now all parliaments is here and the NDC has absolute majority. The minority cannot influence anything. So psychologically, what you can do is to create a scene, create hostility, aggression. Your presence will be felt. Yet about when they're running the show, is it not a minority? They are running the show. Do you know why? Because they don't have the numbers to influence any decision. The only way they can do is to ensure that they create that hostile environment for you so that you cannot do whatever you're doing. Politics, any Pentecost meeting, no, you need to show people say you are not weak. If you have power, you need to project that power. The minority then, the NDC, when they unpassed all of them, some judges, a branch away, what has one na ye probia horo ye nsa wa nkanye kenoforata because at the time I offer for the second betting now wa bobo senior to the sense that can ho ahwe ma nenye Ghana for were angry. They were looking for said that guy will not get a pass, but NDC anko was in nsa e wo ne ho. But this time round okuja to nya ahwe o the oya ne say oboa to fight corruption. Sam George the oya ne say o kire na dwen, but afenyo market na nko so ma hohoro mo nsa free no ho. I'm telling you say unya power. You need to project power. Politics is not Pentecost meeting. You need to show and project that power just to let your colleague who say, you're weak. Because once you show weakness, you are done. And I see that signs of weakness in the other side, even though they have the majority. I think they need to tell their colleagues on the other side, say, they are not weak. They have absolute majority and they are in charge and they are running the show.
Bam. Honorable, I don't know what to talk now. Tables, no.
Well, that did not me over, but not in your house.
Okay, no, baby, I'm going to talk.
I
then I say, 8th parliament and 9th parliament no asa mo ye mo ade te se nkwala mo di na team agro why
on say captain ni nyina ne say on say the 8th parliament was a very unique parliament, and for the first time we had a hung parliament, or in other words we say a balance 137. Now independent. Yeah. So there was that struggle for recognition or whatever I should say, well, and you know, the way we did things was different. And a presented Ghana for with opportunity to make certain amends. And the first group to take the step was Parliament to amend our standing orders. Say, yeah, the standing orders. Yeah, Green must say a Chinevino
hang parliament
will happen. It is a hang parliament by. So hang parliament now and take advantage of things that has happened. New standing orders to reflect going in the future. The same thing, our constitution also did not also make provision. Say, when we in a situation now, when we so resolve. And the command say, if Parliament a year and at a point, parliamentary proceedings they call judiciary. And then
there be more paper.
So for now, the NHS, the ECOSO enono, enti Ghana for Yegusua expect. We are hoping. Se be budu se be nyado. Ye papa John the money Mahama, the bosher, obedi so. Se MPP for ashe jendem biase. Adenya almost Papa John say through his education minister Yura Haruna Idrisu about one thing say mobile bitwa nursing training allowance and teachers training allowance. Abusia say mobile mo omuntwamo misusu se oye uko nursing training na uko teacher training na. What is the basic thing what is the most important thing maybe so this is a question, and for the sake of Semin Kwame studio, the public or the audience more watching me, you will put your comment in the comment section. But in my own point of view, the minimum say Obia Obako University, Obako Training College, nursing training biano. The goal is one. And what is the goal? And it's any panel obey successfully. Na when you jumaye. Is that not so? It no be so. If it no be so, let me know. Now say obey na when you jumaye nswa. I was say a buy no prepare system no in a such a way so beden oba unche fie na umbedane burden emfanto parents so and our guidance so it for that matter no I was buying ye bibia in a haste na there was a way ma wo ipa no ba obenya adwuma ye na wo so ka boy and no parents ka boy no mbra akose no it will be beneficial to you. And unti aye papa John the money Mahama say o twala wani mu na wa prepare adwuma ne bi e de ato ho say be ya oba say hospital sa wasisi ni bebre say clinic wasisi ni bebre say enkofo eno adwumam na obebie mu a na wabiem say be ya nipa no wie school a na mo post no after the national service na no post no wa sha say eye adwuma bio the Alawa no a omu twam no ye papa John entwam e de agu no botom ontwa Alawa no mu enye de emfa ngu no botom na mmom otwa Alawa no mu if in case say obetwam me right now as I speak or as I'm speaking with you I don't know say obetwam and omuntwam and I can't tell you me I can't tell you yes frankly speaking I don't know but what I'm hearing is say omusi obetwam so obetwam onye ntwam o assuming say wotwam. And last time I came to told you say student loan biba and in case in the course of getting or acquiring the knowledge you know in the process a woko school no na so obehinya sika kakra de twitwa ho a and one say we go for student loan. And do you know the reasons why a student loan at Yaba government NDC and John the money Mahama they are very smart, let me tell you. Omo di aba say uji loan wi a set bi wi obinye adwuma ye because uji loan na wanye adwuma nya omo loan no omo ntimi nti no be so because u student wa wi adwuma wanye school ontimi meshaw say wanye adwuma a obaji loan no de bob siano no ontimi enti no otwa sala wani ma even e beboa ama wo nso wanye wetimi akwaji loan no na wuji loan no wi na wo ko school no na omo kan say wo ko school no a wo be wi no wura adwuma mu a ansa na loan no omo de atetew no be so eno kwa waboa wo ama wura adwuma mu eti say ebia monthly wo beji 2000 zoomi no wo beji 2000 na wuji loan 5000 or 10000 month bia no na omo tetew 500 cedis 500 cedis tinka kranka na utu loan no wia eno de na wa beye full what manager of your own salary umpe wo peden upe Alawa na obi wi omo de be ma 500 cedis bi kra ma yeti kroma yeti de ekoso ye beto aba yeti de ekoso yeti ye enkwade ye omo watachiman nursing training bunu na hafo ne mpatam hono ebisa baumia se owura mo kan Alawa baby my best school for almost 4 years 3 years na me ko bi yan ji Alawa bia o e wo hifa ansa na baumia se okay ye duru campaign di e hot nti ma menko na menko bisa finance minister orokwa na onye sure ansa omu yeden momo bi eti sa sika no enye guaranteed so won sa betimi aka be loan de okwaji a aban wa bobo sia nti obepa adwuma mo aye. And in the UK that is what they do. Last time na ye me de menua baako me bra baako me papa baako me obeka no comment section say omo UK obuti na no a student loan and omo di school, and that is exactly what the developed countries omo ye. Although Ghana enyan develop we but ye sha say ye adopt name bi a ebeboa eti dipa no mo loan no obefo so aso obemu adwuma ye na watiti ni loan. That is another strategy how school ni na na say wo dipa we nursing training or teacher training no what advantage of eti memo MPP ni bia medada o chala wom o yesi Alawa no the more we are opo before adwum opo be post opo post because sika na sa o ka o ka se wa mo Alawa eti kuroma na do 8 good years nurses how many nurses eno muntaka Alawa no mo ko school ade wo no mama yin debate wo ho MPP for they can never tell NDC me NDC no share na me NDC ni me MPP ni but I'm defending the truth my kind of quarry MPP for so mo de Alawa no be mo man fa mo da do mo ba John se on fa ma na mo obe mo loan na kwajibi wi a uwi obesia mo adwuma ye na watete ni loan kakra that is the fact. And then there was it I know obi obeka obesha obo se obi de be ma ebi wi echi no na on fa ma. And what is the essence of it? What is the sense of it? It is a bi. And same go on na MPP for my cotton position say pressure any sebi adwendwene ntina omo ka mamu mfi omo. Just look at them one shop na munjom because MPP for will stay in opposition once more. From 2028 MPP will stay in opposition because of what they have planned. Also about Ghana for papa because not for in 2024. It may catch we MPP ni we Ghana ni now to one na you say MPP to work to 2028 amasa forget it because MPP for some to mom on the mom because mo humiliate omo and no mutu on na so mo kusekuse wo mutirim omo nkasa they will behave as if they are angels no mo gitu mini biwa and Ghana for mbeti mupiga the Ghana for mamu fatu mi MPP for bio because MPP for they are not ready to serve this country. They are not ready to serve this country. Yenchini nkwa na kufadili nyabeye adusia no mugwa ban aduwatwe na tese nyanu bebre ufa ha obehundu ufa ha behundu. You see Mahama kofa ninya Ibrahim private jet na MPP for Korea to meanwhile kufa ko rent private jet e cost 1 hour 15,000 euros 1 hour 15,000 euros ukroma or spend it 3 days calculate it's not 72 hours. You can't comfort to 72 times 15,000 euros. Go and calculate and see the amount of Yura President Akufo-Addo Brano President or send or private jet in Kwano. You can't comfort to na mo air can do pay. And the MPP are buying the Massa Sikadina no Mubumbidi, Unjomo, no one to opposition, no Munkasa, no brown better. I saw Kramaya come dinu poor. We say, oh, no, I don't know why embre. Timunja MPP for no Munkasa. Every drew on Munkasa. Jabusia Hanum, your number one authentic platform, Big TV. Make sure also subscribe to the channel, no like it, you didn't share. Now for remember, me cheba for United States of America, Mammy Coupon Shapa Papa, Mammy Roy be UK, and you will be a Big TV. In fact, I salute to Yakupon Koswa, a shout. Eti misla mo subscribe wate abusua no munye kase mfa maye na yina bibi ntimi enkoso makro bibia obade yakro be se hia bye bye.